Imagine this. You dip a spoon into golden shimmering honey, sweet, smooth, it slides across your tongue. But here's the twist. That single spoonful represents the entire life's work of 12 bees. 12 tiny creatures, each the size of your fingernail, spending their days from sunrise to sunset, flying miles every day, just for you to take one bite. And if you think that sounds dramatic, oh, we're just getting started. Because the story of honey isn't just about sugar. It's about survival, science, sacrifice, and maybe the most mind-blowing teamwork on Earth. 12 bees. That's the cost of your teaspoon. Each bee will visit around 100 flowers a day. Over a lifetime, that's 5,000 flowers per bee. And every drop of nectar they bring back must be transformed through evaporation, enzymes, and perfect hive temperature into honey. The math is staggering. A single bee will make just 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in its entire life, which means if you stir 2 spoons of honey into your tea, you've just consumed the lifetime earnings of nearly a quarter of a hive. But here's the kicker. Bees don't get nectar by just hanging out in a meadow all day. They commute. A bee may travel up to 5 miles in a single trip and will make dozens of these trips a day. Multiply that by thousands of bees, and a hive can collectively fly the equivalent of 3 times around the Earth in one summer. Imagine working a job where you burn more calories than you can eat, and your paycheck is less than a single drop of syrup. That's a bee's life. When a bee finds nectar, it stores it in a special stomach called a honey crop. Back at the hive, the nectar is passed mouth to mouth between bees, each adding enzymes that break down complex sugars. It's like a living factory line. Then, in one of nature's most delicate balancing acts, the bees fan their wings to evaporate water from the nectar, reducing its moisture content from 70% down to about 18%. This not only thickens it into honey, but also makes it naturally antibacterial. That's right, honey never spoils. Archaeologists have tasted honey that's over 3,000 years old, and it was still edible. A bee colony isn't just a bunch of insects, it's a superorganism, a single living system where each bee is like a cell in a larger body. Foragers gather nectar, nurse bees care for the young, guard bees protect the entrance. The queen? Well, she's busy laying up to 2,000 eggs a day. And yet none of these bees live long enough to see the full benefit of their work. Summer bees live just 5 to 6 weeks. They work themselves literally to death, their wings fraying, their bodies wearing out, all for the next generation. Think about it. The honey you drizzle on pancakes today was made by bees who are already gone. They never saw you enjoy it. Their entire existence was spent building something for the hive's survival, not for themselves. And here's the kicker. Bees don't even eat most of the honey they make during summer. It's stored for winter when flowers vanish. Without it, the hive starves. If this blew your mind even a little, do the bees a favor. Hit like and subscribe so more people learn what a single spoonful of honey really costs. But here's where the sweet story turns bitter. In the past few decades, bee populations have been collapsing worldwide. Pesticides, habitat loss, disease. It's called colony collapse disorder. In some areas, beekeepers have lost up to 90% of their hives. And if bees disappear, it's not just honey you lose. Bees pollinate a third of the food you eat. Apples, almonds, coffee. Yes, coffee. No bees, no morning latte. Let that sink in. Here's the beautiful twist. Humans have been harvesting honey for at least 9,000 years. Ancient cave paintings show early beekeepers climbing cliffs to steal it from wild hives. But now we have a choice. Take everything or share. Ethical beekeeping means leaving enough honey for the hive to survive and creating gardens filled with bee-friendly plants. Because if 12 bees will give their lives for your teaspoon, the least we can do is give them a fighting chance. So the next time you taste honey, pause for a second. Remember the miles flown, the flowers visited, the wings worn down to dust. Remember the 12 lives behind every spoonful. And maybe, just maybe, that sweetness will taste even sweeter. I'm Don, and this is the sweetest story you'll ever taste.